Yes, hello. Welcome again upon the show. My name is Chosen K. William, as always, the host of Straight Talk UG. It has been a while, but actually we are back again in full force. Today we are going to look at something very interesting and something that is really going on in our day-to-day love life. Today we are looking at why people nowadays are going for partners that are way older than them. This both happens to the males and the females. And have a panel of people that you would love to hear their point of views. Just after this short break, we start off the show. Wow, welcome about the show. My name as always is Chosen K. Williams on set, the host of Straight Talk UG. As I told you today, I just have a panel of very beautiful and handsome gentlemen that are going to discuss the subject matter of today, whether age is a factor one should consider while getting a partner or a spouse. So today I have a panel of people that are going to introduce themselves, and thereafter we start off with this interesting topic. So I will start from my extreme right with a self-introduction, following like that until the gentleman in black. You're most welcome. Thank you.
Thank you very much for today. I'm Paulo J. Christopher. I'm very much privileged to have this opportunity. Thank you.
Okay, Christopher, you're very much most welcome. And thanks for honoring my invite.
Pleasure.
Okay, we go to just my brother next here.
Yeah, my name is Okelo Emmanuel Tuchi. I do Bachelor of Arts with Education. I'm glad to be here.
Okay, thank you once more. And thanks for coming to the show. Okay?
Yes, thank you so much. Beatrice Kanyesiga is my name, and I'm part of that show.
Oh, wow. I can't imagine what is coming out of Beatrice just after this introduction. We go to my left.
Okay, Desire Fiona is my name, a social worker.
Oh, wow, you're most welcome. I just have the rightful people on my set today. Just the gentleman there.
Yeah, I am there. Yeah, I'm a student at Uganda Christian University. It's privileged to be, hosted in this Chambogo. I have a feel of the atmosphere. It's a bit vibrant.
Thank you very much.
So yeah, I'm a second year student pursuing a Bachelor's of Arts in Journalism, Media and Communication, and I'm very much honored to be invited.
Wow, thank you very much. I'm really humbled having responded to my invite. So as you can all hear, I have the rightful people on set. I'll repeat once more our subject matter of the day, which is age something one should consider while getting a spouse? Yes or no? We are going to find out just from the people that are on this panel. I'll start from that side. Mister, do you think age is something you can put into consideration? Or it can't even matter in one or another?
Well, to me, in my personal opinion and respect, I believe age is something that we should consider in a relationship or when getting yourself in a relationship. Because imagine yourself moving with somebody who's older than you, who has probably gray hair, and you're a youth of 17 years. Personally, you feel embarrassed, you get ashamed, you don't have self-esteem, your self-confidence automatically goes off. So these are certain things that you should consider, because at the end of the day, your level of thinking is different with this person who is older than you. So you find that you may be bringing topics on table that do not match with them, with not what they expect to hear from you. So it's a turn off to them. So
just to interject a little bit, there's a friend of mine who got married, not necessarily married, but got in a relationship someone older than him, and all he told me is that age is 1, 2, 3, 4. You know what it means?
Yeah.
Just
It's a number.
thank you very much. So, like whatever you're talking about, the thinking, the what, this is just a number. But at the end of it, also that as long as you two are correlating, you are relating with one another. It's my perspective, but you can continue with the submission.
Well, the belief of age being a number, yes, it can be true. But then when it comes to relationship issues, these are issues to do with emotions, to do with feelings. So it's not issues to do with numericals or articles here. we're dealing with feelings here, and we can't play around with them. So these are things that we should consider. And my advice to partners is that age is really something that should be put of paramount. It's something of paramount, and we should take in consideration as we're getting ourselves into relationships.
Okay. Thank you very much. That was his wonderful submission.
It's
For him,
painful,
yeah,
so-
actually it must be painful. It's like, that is something I should really put into consideration before getting into a relationship or a spouse. I go to Mr. Emmanuel. Emmanuel, in
Yes.
your point of view, your submission, do you think age is something that you can put into consideration, or come what may, old, young, as long as it's above 18, you go with that?
Mr. Host,
Yes.
I believe before he comes in, I can qualify him to be the best person that can tell us such things.
Why? Is it too
Because
old
he
in
has
this
been
case,
in a
or too
number
young?
of-
It seems like
You know, all of the indoors are not outdoors.
it seems that you guys have come a long way actually before you came on stage. Okay, yes, Mr. Okelo has given the
Well,
submission.
thank you so much. You know, he's a stubborn guy. OB right from senior 2 up to senior 6.
Okay.
So we have been in touch.
Okay, I really understand.
Yeah, well, the topic of today is quite controversial, but now bringing in the issue of age in relation to marriage should also be a bit gender-based, of which who should be older than the other. But to me, to a certain extent, as per today, I would love to say, really, to some extent, age may not be a factor to consider in a relationship. In a sense that we basically see maturity, and at times when I talk about maturity, maturity at times is not defined by age, but just the upbringing of an individual. You find someone who could be 16 years old, out-reason someone who is 25 years old.
Right.
So at times we take age, but when we check in to that
real sense.
old person, I had a friend who one time told me that, don't you know also that a young fool grows into an old one? So it's really something very funny, and when you tell me that, hey, but maybe next time someone will convince me one or the other. But when I get someone who is mature, a very beautiful lady who is mature in brain, she could be older than me,
Okay.
but she's suitable, but not too much, not a sugar mommy. No, not that kind. Of course, we are just from secondary, and we didn't need those things of sugar mummies. I'm not saying we need sugar mummies right now. No,
Or
we don't
maybe
need.
you have one.
No, let me tell you. To some extent, that's why I said it's a controversial topic. That for now I can stand that I may not need age to take up my relationship up front, but now I may need, to some extent, she's mature in brains and maybe some, not again excess. In our language they call it guerrere. So you get some
let's-
long, no, like someone who's older than you, but not again too excess also.
excess, the range.
So first of all,
To
maturity.
interject a little,
Yes.
what is the best range? If
The
you're
best
getting and someone older than you, what is that range that at least is, if she or he is older than me by 10, at least I can handle that.
For ladies, even by 10, it's quite better. If a lady, I mean, if a man is older than a lady by 10, 5, it's quite better.
And
But
the
for a
other
man, the range between you and the lady, actually, a lady should not be older than a man, maybe by long, because you'll end up receiving parallel slaps in the night. Love. It's love.
Okay,
Love.
okay. Yes, guys, our dear viewers, we are still continuing this topic. There is fire on this stage, I'm telling you. But now it's high time I warm my ears for our next speaker. I would really and really love to hear what comes out of her. So, madam, in your point of view, call it a submission.
Yes.
Is age something you would consider very, very important in getting a spouse or getting into a relationship?
Thank you so much.
Okay.
To me, in my own opinion, I don't think someone shouldn't consider age.
Okay.
First of all, age is number one key point. You're not going to, me as a girl, I'm not going to get into a relationship with someone who's younger than me.
Okay.
You may, no, wait. Let me tell you. The thing is, you can be having love, but with no sense. Do not tell me anything that is so.
Developmental,
Yeah.
something like
So we'll not speak about.
Kiki, you know, it can also work the other way around. Yeah, he can be young, but he has a lot of sense.
that.
The thing is,
So that is not constrained by age, but rather out of circumstances.
you wait. I have a scenario. I myself, I was with someone.
And this is what I was waiting for.
Exactly.
No,
Yes.
I was with someone, but
Okay.
we of the same age. So it used to look abnormal to other people. It'd be like, now those small young kids, very like we are lying ourselves. So what I saw was that no matter how much I loved that nigga, yeah, it was right, it was cool, you know, all the things. But then people out there could see us in a bad image. They'll be like, these small kids also, what are they going to do? So to me, I think we should consider age so much. You get someone who is responsible.
But
maybe, sorry to
Interview, okay.
the time you and the nigga were having the affair, what you were doing, according to, was it right? Was it love? Was
Not
it
according to others, according to you.
In your own perspective and the way you look at things, look at your relationship. Was it progressive? It's your this whole thing.
Yeah, it was
It was
progressive.
good. Then why do you
Only-
consider people's views in your
No, let me tell you, in this society, we live in that society whereby when someone tells you something, just know that thing
It's the truth.
it's the truth.
Okay.
Like when 3 people tell you something, that Emma is a smart guy. You go the other side, Emma is a smart guy. That means it
you
is
confirm
reality.
that it's true.
Yes, but now when so it is a reality thing. So
Okay.
for me, I think age should be considered.
Considered.
Yes.
let me try to interject. We have a scenario. I don't know whether it's still the current president of France or the former one.
Yeah, what the
Who-
difference of
Emmanuel
over
Macron.
Over 30 or something.
30, yeah, exactly. Half
Emmanuel, my name is Borova, and he's married to. At this point of time, I think a president should be someone who is good upstairs, and I think he was not stupid to run into a relationship with this old man. Yet he had all the capacity of running for
Actually, had
prostitutes and
all the
beautiful ladies
opportunities
in the
to
street.
get
So
better responsible and, yeah.
But it doesn't matter. Wait, it doesn't matter. I think what matters most is the range. You might
Actually,
be with
it was
someone.
my next question.
Yes.
What is that trend? Because he may said about 10, about 12.
Yeah.
In your
No.
perspective,
To me,
what is that trend?
a normal guy that you can date, like you're 22, let a guy be 20, 25, 26, something like that.
So, and
24?
Yeah,
maybe
not
3,
all
4,
that
5.
much, because now when you get an old guy, you'll be like, I want to go out, and he's sick, his body is like, he doesn't have, he doesn't have energy like in those
they're
ways.
no longer functional. Erectile function.
You want to do something, the guy doesn't have sense, like not sense, but he
Body
doesn't have.
sensitivity.
You know?
Sexual sensitivity.
Hope we don't go off script, but if I got her right, it's like there are things that as a teenager or as a youth you would love to do, and yet your old man actually is not interested or doesn't have that kind of vibe. Even when it comes to the bedroom politics, by the way.
Yeah.
This is Straight Talk UG, so we have to be straight with this. When it comes to the bedroom politics, I'm convinced that if a woman and you get someone way older, about 20 years plus, you should really be so careful with whatever you do inside there. Otherwise, you may call. You may cause murder in the room. So I think it's also another point.
There's something she said of being almost age mates. Mike, and you talked of what? Bedroom politics. It reminds me of my history, Queen Marie Antoinette and
I'm ready to listen, Mike.
King Louis XVI.
Okay.
These guys are almost age mates, but history clearly tells us that Queen Marie Antoinette kept King Louis XVI indoors, practicing bedroom politics instead of attending to state duties. And at the end of time, we see on the 5th May 17. Was it 1789? You see the French Revolution. So in other words, there's a way when you also at times of the same age mates, but the brain. Remember how she was sheep-brained, beautiful but less intelligent. That's how history described. So that's when you see, like, at least at times again, age also. It's
Yes.
not necessary to consider.
It is. Wait,
That's what I'm
you're,
telling you.
You're giving us an example of Maria. Do you know that it was who?
King Louis XVI.
King Louis the 16th had a lot of things to do. Remember in the States. But because of this girl who doesn't think that there are those people out there who need, maybe they need a lot of services from the king. But she was busy telling the guy, like, her age, that was her age bracket, let us go in bed, do something, instead of working out for the people. So for me, I think we should consider age a lot.
Yes,
It's
please.
very politics.
But yeah, like what we are going to do is one thing. Our dear viewers, we are going to have this very short break. Take a drop, sip of water. Then we come back. I will start with her immediately. We come back from this. Yes, welcome. Just back from that short break. The fire was just too much on set and I wouldn't control it myself. So I called for that. But we are back again. As usual, my name is Chezen K. Williams, the host of Straight Talk UG. Just to remind the viewers of what we are discussing about today, whether age is something like a factor you can consider while you're selecting your partner or you're selecting your spouse. So I was just going to the madam on my exact immediate left. Madam, I'll rephrase the question again.
I will extend it behind.
Is age something you can put into consideration? Bearing in mind that this current generation, I don't know why, before you come in, I don't know why it's the reverse. The young girls are going in for the older men, while they say to be young boys are going in for the older women. I'm failing to understand this. So that's why I came up with this topic. Is it a point that you can put into consideration, in your point of view?
A good evening, everyone.
Sorry, Dave. Okay.
Yeah, so I think, according to me, age is something so very subjective, and then it varies.
Okay.
Yeah. So to me, I might say that I think I will consider age. Yeah, because age is very vital. Like really, it is something we can't play with.
Okay.
I know, like maybe if I get someone who is so very old, like someone who is not in the same age bracket with me, we might have different perspectives, goals, visions, and really it will not make sense. And I think what most girls really want nowadays, or people prefer in relationships, is growing together. And then I don't know, like if it makes sense, like for you to get someone who is far very much older than you, and I don't really see sense in growing together. Like,
Okay, to interject a
doesn't work
little,
out.
I think it's your own personal perspective that people are into relationship for growth together. People are in relationship for money, my dear. In this case, you get the
Okay.
point, and it's the reason that's why they're opting for this kind of
Okay,
situation.
I think not everyone is in a relationship for money. There are some people who are right now in a relationship and they don't consider whether he gives me money or he doesn't.
Does that cut across to the female or because the female I know of nowadays, my dear, it's very hard to get one who wants to go with you. Most of them, my dear, don't have
Okay,
money,
I think
I don't have time.
material things.
That's why some of us have remained single.
okay.
Some of us up to this level, we are competing with someone who is cruising a Range Rover.
Exactly.
So the lady just looks at you. What do you have? You only have the key for your hostel.
Okay, what I am trying to mean
okay.
right now is not everyone does that.
Okay.
There are some people who do not consider that. Like now, if I put, for example, there are some people who believe in God and there are some
You look
people
in
who
the
do
camera.
not believe in God, right? So there are also believers and non-believers. So there are people who only want money in relationships, and there are people who are in relationships to grow, to have fun, and then have that mutual connection and the rest.
Okay.
So to me, I think age must be considered.
Okay. Still, just one more other question is the question that I've been asking all these people. What is that difference? Because you won't tell me you'll be age mates. No, of course. But what is that age that you can consider that you as a 23-year, I'm just saying, you would love at least a man not older than this. In your perspective, what is that range?
I think like 4.
4? Okay. Thank you very much. We are still continuing with the panel and with the discussion. In case anyone would love to interject, please feel free. The mic is always open. So we go to our next discussant. I would love to hear whatever comes from him. So, my dear, I'll rephrase the question just the way I've done to the rest. In your own perspective, call it in your own view, is age something that you would put into consideration when choosing or selecting a spouse or a partner for relationships, love relationships?
Love relationship.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Moderator, for according me the opportunity
Okay.
to really say what I have to say. Sitting here was not by mistake.
Yeah, of course.
It was intended. It was always something I had in mind to be the last panelist to speak. It would give me
A wide
round
scope.
advantage to first listen in from the team and then edit.
I've known him for too long. Even in O level, he used to copy and paste. That's chemistry question. You used to get 0.
So the skill continues.
We know
That has always been, even in class, that corner Mr. Lue used to talk about.
Mr. Moderator, just before I give my view, I assure you that what he said is a planned effort.
Mr. Gary, just some
Planned effort meant to tarnish my well-being. But my reputation precedes me.
I seem to be failing.
So, Mr. Moderator,
Yes,
the
please.
truth is, according to my understanding and personal perspective, is that age doesn't so much matter in a friendly love relationship or in a love relationship, whatever you may call it, because relationship nowadays can be valued. I have quite valued in quite a number of specific forms, but I think we are all into the idea of love relation, like boy, love,
Yeah,
dating,
you're right.
that sort of thing. Yeah, personally, I don't think it matters that much. My brother mentioned something concerning how perhaps maybe the gender of the ladies tend to grow more psychologically faster. That is something that has been partly scientifically proven, basing on specific evidence that people had out of a sampling that they had within the masses. But it doesn't entirely represent the entire scope of the masses. You know, when these whatever's are done, when these sort of samplings are done, they get specific people. So it is not all encompassing to everyone. There are certain situations, like Mr. Kello has further elaborated, that the past circumstances that surround that person could so much influence how they grow, you know, their thought process.
Even the upbringing actually also
Yeah,
really matters.
Yeah, that could be one of the circumstances. So a lot of go into that. So on that note, I would like to just, for now, you can come in later and, I don't know, brush aside my argument. I would like to put off that argument from that one, just that one point.
Okay.
Then, biblically, you know, the Bible is very clear. It tells us that in Genesis 2:24 that a man must leave his father's wife, join up with the wife, and the two must become
One.
You know, the verses of the Bible, see different people getting different women. David had over, I don't know, hundreds and thousands of ladies and all that, but never in specific does it distinguish that there should be an age gap in the relation. Neither that it bring up the psychological element. The reason why I'm bringing in a biblical viewpoint or perspective is that personally, me, I'm a born again Christian, and most of the things I do, I tend to be informed and influenced by the word of God. I believe the biggest component and tenet of love or a love relation is love itself. You guys like love each other. I mean, so that I think that is a whole lot of topic in terms of going where love is derived and what causes you to come together. And that's a whole lot of different topic. But something considering age, I know we might sit here and be like, there's a certain age gap, like Mr. Kello say, that is quite unrealistic in nature. I'm not going to be very specific with a specific age range that people should have. As long as you people have come, are connecting, you love yourself, you have a goal, you have an objective. Connecting. Yeah. So in other words, everything is moving fully. Of course, there's never a perfect relationship and all that, but everything is moving at least systematically. You have an end goal, you have an objective you have set for yourselves, and things are moving on quite well. Go ahead. I mean, why should age? I don't know, I'm this age or that age. Why should
there be a limiting factor?
Where should all the boxes tick? And then the box of age is the box that is left unchecked. And why should it be influence me? You know, amongst the components when someone is considering a wife, there are non-negotiables and negotiables.
Of course.
I feel like age
it's a non-negotiable. Yeah, it's because it's natural. It can't.
I mean, whether you're older than I'm older than you by specific age range, but then you see the chemistry growing.
You guys connect. You guys correlate with one another.
I think it becomes a metallic bond, unbreakable.
It's a match that has been made by God. Then
So
what
be
God
it.
has put together, no
one
one
can
should put what,
Outside.
and that includes age.
That's why she was telling us.
No.
When even people were trying to say this, she moved on with a guy.
No, we chill.
I don't think I know what
I
that
think
is.
you
I
watched
think it's
it.
a phrase.
It's
Was
just
it
a number.
Is it a
and you're
movie?
bringing
No,
everything.
let me try to come up with
It's
that.
a saying.
Let me interject there.
I know it as a phrase.
This man.
And there is a movie.
Hey,
Never watched. I will look for it.
imagine this. Imagine this scenario. I have a cousin brother. Okay, I'm going to. Let me just use a scenario like my cousin brother. I have a cousin brother who, unfortunately, God forbid, maybe lost a parent during giving birth. So the parent maybe never assured him of the time that grew up, okay, like an orphan, never knew the age and so on. But he grows up, a handsome man, you can't identify the age, but he looks, okay, let me say a lady, grows up, a beautiful lady, charming and all that, but then you don't know she doesn't know her own age, and here comes a young man who could possibly be younger than him, but has loved this lady. Should we say we are considering age again there? You've now seen she's dazzling, she has the ideas, she has that maturity.
Yes.
I think I'm going to be just very straight to the point.
Okay.
I think I'm going to be very brutally honest here. During my growth, I was raised up with an understanding that age matters. I grew up in a society where every time we're studying in class, every time we're having this and that, it tells us that age, it is distinguishable better for a man to be older than the lady. I think that's something that has been
And by what
That is
difference?
natural.
By what difference?
It's a mindset.
In your
They always
perspective.
told us, and the difference I had in mind, by the way, when I was going, because I was like, I'm going to get a girlfriend, and at least I need to be like 4 years older than her. That sort of thing. That is what I was ingrained, because I was told that's a knowledge of the psychological advancement. That is something that was told to me. So I grew up knowing that understanding. But at a certain level you reach and you need to think reflectively. Have an independent personal thought on certain things, where you not even society can try to change you as long as you know that it is sure.
No.
As in one should age, be really
factors,
factorized if you can.
Sorry to
No,
interject.
Yes,
there is
maybe-
one
So-
thing.
sorry to interject.
After him,
But
yes,
then,
please.
I want all of us to agree that what my brother Noah has been presenting to us, his views have been basically brought basing on his experience, purposely a campaign on what? On no age.
I'm not responsible for anyone.
And we are going to bring evidence in support of that. Now, my brother Noah, here we are, that we were telling ourselves that age shouldn't be considered in purpose of creating these vital links. And to assure you that this is a very big gap that you're creating to us, and a hole that you're digging for the future generation.
Explain that.
Purposely, why we are telling you to consider age is that we want you to grow together. We wouldn't love to see relationships end. We want to see young people grow together. We wouldn't love young people feel ashamed to meet fellow young people because they're hiding their partners.
After his
No,
You can't introduce your partner to us. You're hiding your partner. Maybe when you're
I
moving,
know.
she's in a
It
car.
is a
You're
mismatch.
not going to show.
no, not a
Yeah,
mismatch.
Yes, it is a mismatch.
No,
So
I,
purpose.
okay. After him, please. I
I
know
want to
everyone
see
is
you move
buying.
together. I want to see you in events. I don't want to have a party where my brother Noah is telling me I can't attend because he's having an old lady, a sugar mommy keeping him in the house. So,
Okay, please.
I need to advance a point.
Yeah, you're going to.
Yes.
Yeah, relax. I think just to brush on his point. In my own perspective, I know I'm the host, but my perspective, I would be like, why would you be in love or relationship with somebody that you are ashamed of in the first place? Whether old, whether too young, so long as you guys are connecting, feel free with your
Let me
thing.
tell you.
Move around with your thing.
Don't
yes.
mind about the external factors. Whoever says what.
You people, what I want you to know is that you must consider age. First of all, you go and be in love with someone. He's old. He's older than you, yes. But that person will be okay. Let me
How about
use
the
my
facial
example.
appearance like a lady?
When you're loving someone, you not only consider age,
The
yes,
other factors, of course.
and it is through age that you get to consider other factors. And I'm not going to be in love with someone who is older than me 10 years. He's an old man. I work with
Even
him.
if he has the money,
Wait, people will be like, no, this is, we are living in a society where there are people and they have to comment, they have the right to
why should you
comment.
mind about people's
No,
views in
okay,
your
leave
personal
alone
relationship?
people. Okay, me personally, I
okay.
cannot fall in love with
Okay,
someone
now
who's
that
younger
you're-
than me.
Exactly.
First of all, I'll not respect that person.
Even if
That's you.
he does
Same-
all the responsibilities
same
that
age.
a man is supposed to encounter in a
You'll
family.
be like, we are same age now, what will I do? I will do this. So will you do something?
It's also a mindset.
It is not mindset.
I'm old, but I
There is
respect
that
many young
thing
people.
you'll be in,
So it's
it
a
will be
mindset.
in you. You'll be like, he's after all same age. But if he's somehow a little bit older than you,
In other words,
there is that respect you'll give
I
that
think in other words,
person.
you don't respect your young ones.
No, I respect them.
Guys, no, yeah, first wait. No, like, I just want to chip in your conversation to hers, whereby we just have a mindset, most of us, the way we are brought up from the society. You know that? So it's like, me, I can't. Not necessarily that you can't, but the way you're brought up, you know that it's kind of an abnormality for you to get somebody way older than you or halfway your age. In that way, in my perspective. Yes, I come back to you.
I just want to clear my name.
And your submission.
My sister desire to say something.
Okay.
You know, when I say that age is not a number, I don't mean that people should go for way older ladies. Like you said, I think use the term sugar mummies and
They should not take it personal.
that I shouldn't take a person whom I would be ashamed to work with. I think this goes back to the official and most principal tenets of relationships. Personally, I tend to believe that what brings people together, I think I've had a lot of discussion with people and I give me different views. Personally, I believe that what brings people together is that affection,
The connection.
the love, the connection that they have for each other. So by the time you are approaching someone, you feel a connection. You won't go to another person. Why? Because you don't have that connection.
Unless you have other
But at the
factors
same
that are coming
unless,
in.
unless, of course, you want
But-
money or something.
But
Just
sorry to
But no,
interject.
since it is a connection.
Minute after his submission,
Just a
please.
moment. But what will drive you towards that person is that deep desire and connection. You've been in a relationship before, have you? Just yes or no? Have you?
Yes.
Is that something that makes you feel like the other person has been specially created for you? Let me hope, as long as you're seeing it within the right lens.
Wonderfully.
You know, so in no way will you be ashamed of that person. What I'm trying to say is that if I, Dismas Nwaine, have someone I have a special connection with, I am 21, the person is 22, is 23. I don't think that should be big of a factor for me as a person as long as all the other...
So in other words, in
But-
conclusion, it's the range of the years.
Nwaine Dismas, I'm 21. I could get someone who's 18. Now we love ourselves. What I'm saying is let's not be limited by age. Let
Exactly.
love and devotion and affection be the foremost.
Okay, now I wanted her to make her submission, but after all, you're interjecting to his. Please come in, then I come to her.
Well, as you were saying that the issue of what? Of relationships. The connection is what brings people together. What I wanted to correct is that, are you aware that there are other relationships that whereby I may not be having any connection to the relationship, but I just find myself attached myself to the
Very
relationship
true.
because of something.
Other factors, maybe.
Other factors.
That's
Are you aware?
It's not love, I think.
And before the start of the relationship, before the relationship kicks off or starts, I may be a dormant volcano there. I wait until other factors are
Other
actually-
factors are activated, and then you activate
That
yourself.
would be the type of thing that
Of love, you maybe you're okay.
Person I don't deal in those transaction-based relationships.
Okay.
Give and take. I
Yeah.
think something. I think
Friends of
that
benefits.
is something that happens, by the way, quite widely nowadays.
No.
It should be a symbiotic one.
But
I benefit,
that's
you
how
benefit,
relationships are.
everything
There's
also.
nothing that just
How
starts.
they are meant to be. It's because they are in society that we tend to take it as normal. But that's not normal. It's not. As much as it's happening, I'm very brutally, very strict.
Okay,
It's not
okay.
normal.
So guys, you would first allow me. I know there is somebody with very burning issues. I can see that by the appearance of the face. Madam, would you please make a
Even the
submission?
spec is almost falling.
Okay. This month, I remember you said that. Okay, you said age really doesn't matter, but thank you. At least you adjusted. You said the person should not be so old. Yeah.
But
And-
still that is age.
Yeah, and it's mattering now.
Even though they are older, you feel like
It is age. It has to
So what are we
be considered.
going with? Does age matter in your perspective or
I
not?
think in my perspective, I think
It doesn't
feel
matter,
like
but
I
the
summed
range.
it up quite
The range,
brilliant.
yeah?
The range.
The
I feel
range.
like, I feel like I summed it up quite
doesn't matter,
brilliantly,
but
but
the
I'll bring
range.
it in
The
again
range,
since you
yes.
inquired.
Okay.
The range, the age, that to me doesn't matter.
Doesn't.
It
We
is
are
the
now clear.
connection and the love that brings people together.
Thank
I'm
you
not
very
saying that because I'm driving a notion that we young men we should get.
Older
And
women.
you know that connection is got through your mindset.
And that
I'll not be
connection-
with someone and I don't have any connection with that person. It will first
In
come
other
into
words,
my mind.
What I'm trying to say is that if I know this month have a girlfriend, I am 21, she's 19, and my brother, Okelo, has a girlfriend, he's 22, the girlfriend is 24. I don't think I have to judge Okelo. Why did you get an older person? That is the notion I'm trying to drive. As long as people have
There
loved
is
themselves,
that connection
they are
and there is
happy,
that,
things are
it's
moving
so
on
be it.
quite well, the marriage has been blessed, the parents are okay, everything is good. Why should I judge other people? Isn't that
Okay.
business?
I think I've explained to you the whole
No.
situation.
Okay. What I wanted to say is, you say that if there is love, everything runs smoothly.
If there's good in the
love
center.
and connection. Okay, good.
But this
God is
time round,
at
we
the
are,
fires
center.
that
this
are-
time
And
round, we are
then
talking about
I
age,
remember
not
us
God.
speaking of maybe money being
There's a traditionalist
some
next to me.
sort of central thing in relationship, right?
Yeah.
And then most of us we know that many people are in relationships with sugar daddies, but then they are also in relationship with people they are in the same like age bracket. They are also in relationships, but they are always scared of exposing their sugar daddies. They only move with the guys of their age bracket.
Exactly.
So I think age matters a lot, because if really age doesn't
Didn't matter.
why wouldn't you move with that old man?
Let me try to interject.
Like, why?
So, do you mean like age comes in with the size? In other words, you're trying to bring us to that issue of size. Maybe someone who's older than me could be too big for me.
no,
excess.
not
It can be
that.
even small, but
But
old.
someone
The
old,
facial,
old,
the grey hair, the
old,
what.
grey hair.
No, there's some. We have seen beautiful ladies with
But
faces and they
still,
still look young, but
Yet
when
they
they
are
tell you
50.
their age, oh.
Okay, but leave alone ladies.
these are people
Men
go for
when
sugar
they grow.
mommy.
No, I'm not going
I think I've clarified on this. I don't know why we are. I've clarified on the issue I've brought out. As long as the man is old or the lady is old,
old.
but you people are comfortable. And
Exactly.
the foremost driver of this relationship should be love. So the moment you're hiding away from, so you don't be identified with someone, then it shows that, like I said, the transaction based.
It's not love.
Then
Let
most
us
of
consider
is
it as
not
not.
love. Most of it is not
It is
love.
that, is it last?
Just maybe
Most of the
last
things,
or
it's infatuation. You see me today, and then you've liked me. You're driving, and then you stop, and then you say hello. No, that is infatuation. That's not love.
You never know. They were looking for
That
love. You
is-
know,
no,
some people
that's
started like that, hello,
infatuation.
hello, and it
and we
ended.
start from
No,
there.
that's
Like you can meet
infatuation. That
someone for
will
the first
never
time,
be
hello,
love.
hello, and next time you just become friends and things already.
Okay,
No,
okay,
like when you
okay.
become friends and then you build up that is love.
Love, okay.
But just meeting me today and you say,
Hello,
hey,
I
I
love
have
you.
liked you, and I love you. That
No,
is
you can't.
Very sharp.
Okay, okay.
They like your ways.
I see Okelo has a lot of skills in this. I should go in for some lectures.
I'm a slow shooter. I can take 5 months.
Okay, guys, our dear viewers, the topic is really so much interesting, but you're going to just allow me to go for another short, very break. Then when we get back, we shall sum up. I'll need just a small conclusion from each one of you, whether we consider it or not, and what advice are you giving to the people that are watching us, okay? Just after this very short break. Yes, our dear viewers, just allow me welcome you back on the show. We are just drawing conclusions on our subject matter. For those that have just joined in, I just want to re-echo our topic for today, whether age is something or a factor that one can consider while choosing or selecting a partner in a relationship. So we are just, as I told you, we're just coming to the conclusion of this show. So I'm just going to go back to the gentleman there. Give us your conclusion. What you say? Maybe a piece of advice if you have any before we go to Mr. Emma. Yes, please.
Well, thank you very much, moderator, for today. My advice and my conclusion as well on this very diverse topic of today. Well, age, as many of you consider it to be 1, 2, 3, 4, at times 5, 6, or 7. As the number goes up, doesn't come down. A relationship, which is a vital link that most people out there are looking up for. I would love to tell us that, well, let's take this into prior consideration. And let's not look at other things like maybe nyash as maybe the other things like money, you know. Let's consider aspects of age and we grow together. And I believe we shall have a very brighter future. And as young people, the best is out of us. Yeah, thank you very much.
Wow, again, thank you very much for your wonderful submission. I'll go to Mr. Okelo. What would be your conclusion? Call it a piece of advice to our viewers that are watching the show.
Yes, thank you. Love or leave it. Age is just a number. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Thank you. It was short and precise. Thank you, Mr. Okelo, for that conclusion. Yes, I just go to the madam, just on my exact right. Madam,
Yes.
What would be your conclusion? Call it a submission, piece of advice to the people that are watching you right now.
Well, to me, my conclusion would be, let's consider age.
Okay. Should be an important factor.
Very important factor.
Yeah, very
Let's
nice.
consider age a lot. Simply because I'm not going to be with someone who is younger than me or who is older
old
than
than
me.
you.
There's a way to look, even it will be abnormal.
In your perspective?
Yes.
Okay.
So to me, my fellow other people outside there, I'm telling you, when you're getting a spouse, please consider age.
Okay.
Because those people who are kinda older than us, some of them have senses compared to the young ones. So
Okay.
consider age.
Thank you very much, madam. Then I'll just go to the madam on my exact left to give us your conclusion or call it a piece of advice.
Okay. Thank you, dear listeners. I think I'm going to conclude by saying that I think we should consider age. Yeah, and I urge us to consider age. As much as there are other factors, let us put age as well at the center. Because I think all starts with maybe a perception, and then we end up in what we didn't plan. So I think we should consider age as we get into relationships, and as well get into relationships to grow together.
Oh, thank you very much. Yes, once again, I'll go to the gentleman in black to give us your conclusion. Maybe if you have a piece of advice to the people that are watching or listening to us.
Thank you very much, Mr. Moderator, for the opportunity.
Okay.
I think I continue to concur with my brother Okello. When it comes to these issues relating to love and relations, there are specific factors that are negotiable and others that are non-negotiable.
Okay.
Those that are negotiable are those that you hold so dear and precious that if that person you're interested in doesn't have them, then that is a completely red line, red flag, which you must respect. Then the negotiable and other factors that you can sit down really
And
reflect
talk through them.
and see how to adjust your scope. These are things like age itself, size, height, outside beauty, that sort of thing altogether. And age is one of these factors that are negotiable. Some of the key things that drive a relationship, according to me, is love. Love should be the foundation on which a relationship is in position to stand. And the Bible says that if you don't know God, you don't know love. For God is
Love.
So when I say love should be the foundation, I also say that you should have the rod as an overseer of the relationship. The moment you choose to do it in the most secular of ways, you will see yourself, we are having a lot of heartbreaks
Heartbreaks,
nowadays.
there are so many, of
a
course.
lot of emotional problems. People are being broken every day. You talk to someone, they are annoyed. Why? Because of these relations. I urge us all to stay away from transaction-based relations. They will not yield into any fruit. Let's stick to the cause, to the right cause, not from the projections we hear from the people. Not the things, I'm a media person, so I know how the media impacts people. When we watch something that is being practiced, how does it impact us as people? So I impact us to just be wary of the things that we do, the things that we watch, understand that love and relation, love should be the fountain, not age. Age can be negotiated amongst the two people that are in love. And put God first in your relationship, and you see how it will sprout like a seed which has received a lot of natural fertilizer.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yes, just as I come to the conclusion of the show, allow me just take this grand opportunity, first and foremost, to thank you guys for honoring our invitation, first and foremost. I know you've sacrificed a lot to say that you're here, but I'm pretty sure you guys have enjoyed the shows, right? Yeah, so whenever maybe we call you again, feel free. If you have any friends that would love to join us, feel free to come and give out your information to the people outside, because there are people who are there who need to hear this. Okay, so if you get an opportunity of me calling you back, please feel free always to join. But as I said, thank you very much for honoring the invitations. This is Straight Talk UG. To our dear listeners, don't forget to subscribe to that YouTube channel. It's called Straight Talk UG. I remain Chosen K. William, aka The Chosen, the host of Straight Talk UG. Till next time, bye bye.
Bye.